Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you do like the content on my channel, please like and subscribe because it really does help the channel grow, and it means I get to review far more cooler far cool watches to kind of let you guys see, and me just give my honest review on how I find them. So anyway, what do we have here? This is an absolute beast of a watch. This is the new Hamilton Khaki Navy Frogman Auto. Bit of a mouthful. But the actual reference number, just in case you wanted to know, is H77825331. I will leave a link in the description below, and a link to both Francis and Gaye and Hamilton's website. Now, wow, it is it's a chunky one, this one, it definitely is. But before we get too far into review, let me say a big thank you to Ryan over at Francis and Gaye and the team there, really, for allowing me to review these cool watches. If you're based in the Midlands, I say pop into the shop. They've got so much stock, so many different watches to look at. If you're a little bit further afield, check out our website. I'll leave a link below, and that way you can view and get things sent straight out to you. So, what do we have here? I say it's a beast. This one is a 46mm watch, but the actual thickness is only 13.7. The lug to lug is a bit chunky at 51.8, and the strap size is, 22mm. Let's zoom in a bit more on that dial. So, it's a bit of a beast, but it kind of, proportionally, it all works. The dial itself, though, is it's a little bit more interesting. It's got this kind of slightly sand kind of finish, bit grainy, and it gives it a little bit of texture. Now, as you can see, we have applied hour markers, printed minute track. There is a bit of loom on this watch. We have these I do like the hands on this model. I think they do look quite cool. I love the orange tips on there, and the way it actually points out at the bottom, automatic 300-meter, and the Swiss made down there. So it's quite a nice dial, really, quite nice and simple. Nothing too, sometimes dials can be spoilt with far too much text, and this looks quite subtle because of this being in orange, you only really read the Hamilton at the top there, and I think it kind of looks a lot better for it in many cases. Now, as we come out from this, we have a really nicely domed sapphire crystal with AR coating. The crystal is gorgeous and blends seamlessly into this bezel. Now, the bezel itself, we do have these raised markers. I believe it's aluminium. I'm not sure, to be fair, but I believe it's aluminium. They have polished tops here. You have the 15-minute increments going on there, and a loom pip at the top. Now, let's hear the action. Very solid. Almost no back play at all. It is quite stiff, and it is a little bit hard to manipulate. The only reason I say that, there is a lot of purchase on these, but they're incredibly well polished, which means it can be a little bit slippery. Now, does it line up properly? Yep, of course it does. There you go. So as we come round here, we have a bit of an interesting case design here. We have this downward brush marks on there. We have this kind of portion on here with the Hamilton khaki symbol on there. But more importantly, we have this incredibly funky crown guard. Now, I'm not kidding. When I first was given this watch to review, I couldn't move it. I was trying to figure out how to use it. It's, because it was so stiff. But all you do, when it's a watch, obviously it's not my watch. I don't want to damage it. But at first, it's only then when I found out you do unscrew it. It was just incredibly tight. So you unscrew it. Boom, pops. Now when it pops, you see how it releases here. This crown guard system is then released. And that's now in manual wind mode. And you have to pull it, and there you go. And then you get this on here. It is actually very funky how they've done this, and it's got to be really one of the most ultimate crown guards. It kind of really is incredibly tough. There's almost, it's even more tougher, I'd say, than the Panerai lever system, because there's nothing to actually hit or knock in, you can't knock a lever or anything like that. So it is actually a very cool crown system, but unless you are a hardcore diver, maybe a little bit over the top for what most people need. But it's cool and it's different, and we like cool and different. So anyway, as we come round to the back, we have a signed screw down case back there. We have that cool funky scuba going on there, so that looks really I quite like that. Now it's a shame because underneath here you don't get to see it, is what Hamilton call their H10 movement. Now I put it on the time grapher, and it was a little bit erratic at first, but I think it was only because it is literally a brand new watch. So it settled down and it pulled an impressive 1 second a day in the position I had it, and I think that is quite really respectable. Now what's cool about this movement as well, it's also got an 80-hour power reserve to it. Now it's based on the 2824. Now the reason how it managed to get this amazing power reserve out of that movement is the simple fact is they've dropped the beat rate down from 28,800 down to 21,600. Now what that means in real terms is the second hand judders that tiny bit more. So you're talking that's gone down from 6 beats to 4 beats per second. So it's a little bit more juddery in its nature. Only a tiny bit, but that's how they actually do it. But it's a solid movement. The only problem is it's incredibly hard to regulate from a personal perspective if you want to regulate it yourself. Now, the strap. I'm not sure about this. Don't get me wrong, it's an incredibly comfortable strap, and you can see how it flexes. Lovely amount of flex in that. It is very soft and pliable. This is also available in different variations, a full PVD and a black. Let me zoom out a little bit. A black strap as well. You do have a very funky pin and buckle on there, which is really, really nice. 2 keepers, one which is sort of held in place and the one which is floating. Now it does look the part, but I reckon you could greatly improve this if you put it on, say, nice black leather strap with that orange stitch there. That's from John Keeley, a strap maker who makes some of my straps. I think that's a lovely kind of strap there. That really does work. Or, I know that leather isn't water resistant, or you could go for, if you want to go for full kind of hardcore, you could go for something like a nice Bellaris, full orange ISO style diver as well. But it's horses for courses. The watch itself is it is very cool. Bit chunky. Let me show it on my wrist so you can see how it looks then. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing a Oris 65 diver. And Bob has got the brand new Seiko, what is it called? The Rock Face Seiko Alpinist on. Now, my wrist size, say 7¼ inches. Let's just put this on, see how it looks. Is it as big as the numbers make out? Yeah. Yeah, it's a chunky watch, but I know a lot of people who prefer chunkier watches. I know quite a few people who would never touch anything sort of like that size, but it definitely stands out. Yeah, but it doesn't stand too proud, to be fair. So, it definitely looks apart. I believe the price of these in the UK is a fraction over £1,000. But I dare say there might be a deal to be had on one of these. You never know. But there you go. That's my little review of the new Hamilton Khaki Frogman. Let me know in the comments below. Is it your kind of watch? Would you wear it? Or do you prefer a smaller watch? Or even larger? Okay, all the best and stay safe out there, guys. Bye.